بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Inshallah, tonight we will recite multiple chapters, multiple surah, starting from the middle of Surah Ash-Shu'ara in juz number 19. And then we will move on to Surah An-Naml. Now, Surah An-Naml is named Naml after the ant. And so if we go a little bit back, if you remember a few nights ago, we spoke about Surah An-Nahl, and we spoke about animals in the Quran, the emphasis and the wisdoms behind mentioning animals. They're not all the same. And the miracle of the bee. Now this surah is known because it is named after the ant, and in it is the story of the ant that Sulaiman alayhi salam overheard. Now what's very interesting is yesterday we talked about Fir'aun, and we talked about two qualities of Fir'aun, Fir'aunic qualities. Ta'yir and man, shaming, how he tried to shame Musa for something he had done, and man, counting your favors, something that you've done, counting that and ensuring that everyone hears about the good that you did. These two qualities, what's interesting is that their exact opposites are in this surah of Surah An-Naml. And Sulaiman alayhi salam in general is the perfect example, the perfect opposite to Fir'aun. Because Sulaiman alayhi salam is not like the general prophets we like to think of. Sulaiman alayhi salam was not poor. Sulaiman alayhi salam did not face persecution and rejection from his people. Sulaiman alayhi salam was a king, and he inherited insane amounts of not just wealth, and not just Fir'aun's wealth and you could say Fir'aun's blessings that Allah had blessed him with were not as much as Fir'aun's subjugation and how he used people. Inna Fir'auna ala fil ard. Fir'aun, he established himself through enslaving people, through oppressing people, and then he would be proud of that army that he's assembled, that all of these are mine. Sulaiman alayhi salam, Allah says that وَحُشِرَ لِسُلَيْمَانَ جُنُودُهُ مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ وَالطَّيْرِ فَهُمْ يُوزَعُونَ. Allah gave, this is ayah 16 onwards, Allah gave to Sulaiman. Sulaiman didn't subjugate anyone. Allah gave to Sulaiman something that no one was given. He didn't just have an impressive army of humans and jinn, مِنَ الْإِنسِ وَالْجِنِّ وَالطَّيْرِ, even birds. And so Sulaiman alayhi salam's army was unique that he had birds and he had animals in his army. If you think of someone who could flex or who could say that this is something that no one else has, that's Sulaiman alayhi salam. He literally has the control. عُلِّمْنَا مَنْطِقَ الطَّيْرِ, he says in the ayah before that we have been taught, for him and his father Dawood, that we can understand animals. You can imagine if anyone has the right to be arrogant, it would be them. But after every statement, and that's the beauty of this ayah, the next 7-8 ayat, after every statement, Sulaiman says something about Allah. Inna hadha lahu al-fadl al-mubin. This is a fadl, this is a great, from the grace of Allah, this is not from me. And on the opposite side, Fir'aun, when he is engaging in man, when he's bestowing and counting his favors that he's done for people, Sulaiman won't do that. Why? Because Sulaiman recognizes it's not mine in the first place. So if it's not mine, how can I make a person count the things I've done for them? It was never really me. It was Allah that gave it to me. And sometimes we really undermine shukr, the importance of shukr, because we think shukr is, we're thankful to Allah. But shukr is much more than that. What shukr does is that in its truest sense, like in the story of Sulaiman alayhi salam, it removes a person from linking their blessings and skills and abilities and fame and money and everything else that they've been given. You stop thinking about it like it's your own, and you think that it's Allah's. And so you thank Allah. If you really thank Allah properly, you will only want to use your blessings and your abilities in the way that would please Allah. And so you would never fall in oppression, in dhulm, unlike Fir'aun. Because he said, it's mine, so I can do whatever I want to do. And what I want to do is subjugate people. So it's an entire chain reaction, and it decides who you're going to be as a person. That's what Allah is showing us, that Sulaiman, you can have power, you can have the ability, but at the end of the day, it's a choice. Do you want to be like Fir'aun or do you want to be like Sulaiman? And to show Sulaiman alayhi salam, not just him, but the ant that Sulaiman speaks to as he's marching with his army, حتى إذا أتوا على واد النمل, they pass by a random valley, ants are there. And by the way, this is the ant in and of itself, just like the bee, is a fascinating creature. If you study about the ant and if you look how the ants communicate, how they build tunnels, how they transport food, how they literally engage in warfare, extremely organized. One of the reasons why Allah calls animals that they're extremely organized species that we just pass by. We just look over them, we don't think much about it, but they're fascinating creatures. حتى إذا أتوا على واد النمل قالت نملة, an ant stood up and said, يا أيها النمل ادخلوا مساكنكم لا يحطمنكم سليمان وجنوده وهم لا يشعرون. Make sure that you take shelter because you don't want to be crushed by Sulaiman's army. Ibn Ashur rahimahullah, he says, look at Sulaiman's justice. How well known it was even to the ant. It's telling the other ants that Sulaiman won't do it on purpose. وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. He just won't know. How is he going to know with this massive army and animals and he's crossing through? How would he know there's a small valley of ants here? So Sulaiman's justice, he had perfected it to the point that quite literally even the ant knew. So it's telling, وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. No, it's not that Sulaiman is going to do it on purpose. He just won't know. Fir'aun over there has subjugated the entirety of the Banu Israel. Here an ant is safe and says that the most powerful man of the time will not even harm us. Subhanallah. فَتَبَسَّمَ ضَاحِكًا مِّن قَوْلِهَا. Even at this juncture, again, Sulaiman sees it. Sulaiman should flex in front of the army. I can hear what the ant has to say. What does he say? فَتَبَسَّمَ ضَاحِكًا مِّن قَوْلِهَا. He laughed. This isn't a laughter of arrogance. This is a laughter of just thinking about the fact that this is an ant that's talking to other ants. So the whole idea is making Sulaiman laugh innocently. And what does he say? He says, رَبِّ أَوْزِعْنِي أَنْ أَشْكُرَ نِعْمَتَكَ الَّتِي أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيَّ وَعَلَى وَالِدَيَّ. Sulaiman is afraid that he will forget one day to thank Allah. And so the blessing would turn on him. So he says, oh Allah, always, أَوْزِعْنِي أَنْ أَشْكُرَ نِعْمَتَكَ. Make me in a state that always naturally I'm thanking you. وَأَنْ أَعْمَلَ صَالِحًا. And then I follow it up with good. I don't just thank you and say that, no, I did my shukr, I'm done. No, I thank you. And I follow it up with good. وَأَدْخِلْنِي بِرَحْمَتِكَ فِي عِبَادِكَ الصَّالِحِينَ. He's a prophet, the most powerful man of his time. And he's asking Allah, Allah, allow me to be with your righteous slaves. Where is this humility from Fir'aun's arrogance? And so this beautiful mirroring of the worst and the best is one of the ways that the Quran encourages us to take role models and to also realize the people that we don't want to be like. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to make us from those that take after the prophets. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.